What's going on, everybody? LK here, and today some DNF Duel for y'all. So today, when I upload this video, DNF should be out. So this is a new fighting game, and this is how to pick a character in this game. So unlike the previous ones that I've done, so I've done one for Guilty Gear ACR, for example. I've done a ton of like how to build teams in Dragon Ball, and I've done how to choose mains in Guilty Gear Strive and Persona 4 Arena. This is a brand new fighting game. Brand new games, and what I mean is it's just not based on anything, it's just a new game. I have kind of a different way of picking characters. So let me put you on to the game's tutorial first of all. The main thing I like about this tutorial is that it gives you a pretty good character overview just here on the character select screen. And it gives you a pretty good look at what type of combos your character will be doing. Because again, people don't really understand the combo system quite yet because it's a brand new game. When you do make up your mind on who you want to at least try, I would say definitely hop into the tutorial and mess around here. This game has 16 characters, so there's the initial 15 here, and there's a boss character that you have to unlock. I was told this takes a little under an hour to do. Guess who has not taken an hour to do this, by the way? That being said though, as this is a new game, as I've said like 18 times already, what I tend to do is I group characters to the simplest I can and try to pick something from there. So that being said, let's hop right into it. So the first group I want to talk about is the easy to use all-rounder type of group. This has 3 characters: Berserker, who, I don't know the lore for this game, I guess he's the main character, LordKnight, and Troubleshooter. Easy to use is exactly what you think it is. If you've played other fighting games, you can get a grasp of these characters pretty easily. Of course, all these characters have their own unique things as well, but the main thing I think of as easy to use are moves that are really easy to just throw out and easy to just pick up in matches and play. So Troubleshooter, for example, he has this grenade toss in the air and on the ground that is pretty fast, controls space pretty well, but then he also plays mid-range well, and he has a way to set up traps, and he has close to full screen projectile. While Berserker might look like a little bit of an edgelord, he's a pretty standard character. He has good mid-range, he can control space, and this move's also pretty easy to use projectile as well, so he can attack at all ranges. A very important thing to note about this game is that you can't block moves in the air. Being able to play a character that can play well at all ranges will definitely make the beginning a little easier for you. So Dragonite is a little faster than the other two, and range is good as well. But the main thing is she can coordinate with her dragon here to control a lot of range, fire projectiles. Her unique thing is that she could fly in the air. So there's not a lot of aerial mobility in this game, and like I just mentioned, so this is a pretty unique tool in the game. So next we have rushdown. So of course, once everybody gets in, they will be rushing you down, but there's some characters that are better at rushing down than other characters. And the 2 characters I've been looking at as rushdown characters are Striker and Inquisitor. So Striker is pretty fast, but the main thing that puts her in rushdown to me is that she has unique cancel options that other characters don't have, so she has a more free-flowing style of offense than other characters. So a really easy way to put this is characters have chains, so they have like, and side note, I've been using A, B, and C, A, B, C, D for inputs, so she has 5A, so standing jab, 5B, into C. So normally in a game you go up, right? It's called a magic series. So you go from the weakest attack to the strongest attack. So, okay, so I just said A, B, C, D. But she has the ability to go in any order between her A, B, and C buttons. So I could do A, B, C, 2A. I could do 2A, 2B, 5A. I could do 5C, 5B, 5A. I could do 5A, 5C, 2B, 2A. So she has ways of doing offense that other characters do not have. In addition to that, she has cancel options that other characters don't have too. So she has a way to alter her air mobility. She has a dive kick, and she can cancel the dive kick into a button. Now, Inquisitor, this is probably one of the characters you've seen during the beta that, to put it politely, if you have played another fighting game and you saw Inquisitor doing the beta, this is a character that might have made you think the game was bad. And this mostly comes from her unique little rushdown tool that she has, which, by the way, I think she's going to be optimized around this singular move. It is the wheel. the Wheel of Pain. This move has so much frame advantage. Listen to me mashing. I still cannot play. Okay, I could play again. So the idea is that she can lock you down in place for a long time. She might not be the most mix heavy character if that's what you're looking for, but if you're looking for rushdown in particular, and this game has a guard break, you might want to look into her. So the next group is Grappler. And the good news is that there's one character that does this, and his name is Grappler. He may move slow, he can't jump high, but this Kong's one hell of a guy. So this is the Grappler character. So the reason why he stands out with his grabs compared to other characters in the game is that this game has a throw. I want to say maybe Street Fighter V has a similar type of throw where when you throw them, you just don't really have advantage. I was told, by the way, just don't quote me on this. I am a beginner just like you, so I haven't played the beta very much. I'm learning just like y'all. This throw is +2 ... question mark. Tell me if I'm lying. So in a game where throws don't have a lot of advantage, he has a command grab where he can follow up with stuff. And he doesn't just have one command grab. He has multiple. So he has this one, and he has a command grab that grabs jumps. This game actually has a lot of anti-projectile stuff as a side note, so you can like roll like Granblue, and he has anti-projectile move, this tackle. And to fight long-range pokes, he has this. So in case you're worried about getting zoned out by big normals, you can use this parry in order to knock them down. So like most command grab characters, he's heavily read based. So if you're into that, then give him a shot. So next we have our fast characters. So there are characters that are kind of quick in this game, but there's a couple of characters that lean into this more than other characters. And the main two, I would say, would be Swiftmaster and Kunoichi. So these two in particular, I played Kunoichi a little bit in the beta for the short amount of time I got to play. And Swiftmaster seems to be the, this character is cheap type character. You probably have a friend in your friend group who's already interested in Swiftmaster. This is the dude that used to pick Kibu, plays Ramlethal. That friend is going to be linking at Swiftmaster for sure. Swiftmaster is a fast character, but his main thing too is that he can use wind attacks. So it's not just about his movement, but he can also pull you into wind mines using a special move. He also has this anti-projectile move to help him get in. So for example, where I would get hit here, it just nullifies the projectile. He leans really into the speed when he goes into Awakening, which is a mechanic that activates when you are 30% or less, because he moves much faster than normal. Kunoichi movement speed is quite fast as well. Here's a run, for example. But the other thing that's good movement-wise for her is that she has a double jump. As I mentioned before, characters can't usually alter their air momentum, so her having this ability is quite nice. So she's able to attack from angles that other characters cannot so easily. She also has aspects of other characters like being able to lock you down for a long time with one move, but these characters have these strong special moves along with their movement ability. Alright, so next we're going to talk about zoning. I think there's basically one true zoner in this game so far. It has to be Ranger. So actually, a lot of characters in this game have swords and guns, so I gotta give it up to my homie for just having the gun. So we'll go to his max range here, and my man is just really shooting you with this gun, various angles, various amounts of shots. He has a grenade also for some screen control here. And yeah, I mean, this dude looks the closest to a straightforward zoner type because he's able to attack from really far, and most characters in the game, again, they can't alter their air momentum. So Kunoichi is blessed and she can. Most characters would not be able to change their air arc, and reminder that you can't block moves in the air. So for the second to last group, I wanted to talk about the characters. It was hard for me to come up with a name for this, but I've decided to call them the LordKnight group because LordKnight in Birth was the first game that I played with characters with such ridiculously huge normals, and this includes 3 characters: Ghostblade, Vanguard, and Hitman. Characters in this game have pretty large attacks in general. I just think these characters lean into it a little bit more, and each one of them have like a little quirk along. So I mean, Vanguard is probably the most straightforward I am big button man in mid-screen. He's really just trying to control this mid-range here. Ghostblade does it with his Ghost, aka Persona. So he himself has very big active attacks, but he can also send a ghost towards you in various ways, along with teleports to vary his approach. Hitman also seems to play more outside of this mid-range with his long sword and various ways of attacking from a distance. Hitman is probably the character that leans the least into this, but he really does give me that impression. And then the last group are the characters that I couldn't really place anywhere else, so I just have them in like the weird / unusual group. I'm pretty sure this secret character, the boss character, or unlockable character, however you want to call him, fits in this as well. But this would include Crusader, Launcher, and Enchantress. So it might sound weird, but in the day that I've had playing this game so far, I've been only playing Launcher exclusively. To be honest, I'm not really sure this character's for me. I mostly have been playing her because out of all of the early things I've seen about the game, I've just seen nothing about this character at all. But I can safely say she is definitely an unusual character. I thought she was a zoner, but this is incorrect. If I had to try to place her in any type of way, I would say she's more of a trap style character because she has a couple of those. So she has 3 you're going to be leaning into. She has this that stays out even if she gets hit or blocks. She has the homing nuke. There it is, boom. And she has a grenade as well. So you use these 3 moves in combination with her various other projectiles to control space and pressure. She has a lot less cancels than other characters, so she feels really weird and kind of stiff when you start playing her. So I felt like she fit in this group pretty well. Crusader, I sort of felt like he was like a mid-range monster because he has a pretty standard set of tools, frankly. But the big unusual thing is that he can make it mid-range all the time, as in like he can make it a range where he wants to be comfortable at all times because he has this move. This is the holy wall. I don't know what to call this, but this is probably another thing that you've seen from the beta where you might have thought this game's kind of a meme game. But the main thing is that you cannot go past this wall. So he's able to literally trap you. So even though the rest of his toolkit is pretty standard, I felt like that thing turns him into a really unique character that I haven't really seen before. And to top it off, we have Enchantress. So this is your puppet character. Puppet characters always go into the weird group because you have to control 2 characters at the same time. For the most part, if you play this character, you either have a certain preference for character designs or you tend to play puppet characters. This big angry teddy bear next to her can be controlled and she has various moves with it while the puppet itself is active. So normally it just follows you automatically a little bit, but if you press the special move button, now you control him. So you'll both be moving at the same time. Her MP will go down a little bit and you'll get access to some different moves. Okay, hopefully that helped though. So again, this is a brand new game, so in another game I would probably like break down all the characters' tools and like when do you use X, Y, or Z, win conditions, things like that. But this is a pretty new game. I'm learning too. So again, when I play like brand new fighting games based off nothing with new systems, this is usually the way I go. Some people do a thing in fighting games where they try to just flood you with information because when new things come out in fighting games, knowing things is a flex. But I think on day 1, when you're looking for a character in a new game, really nobody knows what's going on besides the beta monsters, so this is usually how I end up doing it. Personally, besides Launcher, I really want to try Striker, Inquisitor, Kunoichi, and low-key Crusader. It might be time actually to bring the people peace, if you know what I'm saying. Of course, I gotta get the boss character. Again, apparently it takes around 45 minutes to unlock him. For the people who are like, man, you omitted stuff, like why didn't you talk about characters' awakenings and things like that? It's for that reason. Once you decide what character you pick, then you can choose to build your knowledge of that character step by step. I mentioned this a bit before, but every character has a buff or change that they get when they're under 30% health, and this was going to play a huge part in the actual strategy of the game, both playing against characters and playing as characters. I don't know about you guys, but I don't pick a character for their potential comeback mechanic, you know what I mean? I play a character for what they generally do and how they win. So since you saw Swift Masters earlier, I can share Hitman's with you as an example, right? So Hitman has special moves here. Like for example, here is his DP. So when he is in Awakening, he can cancel his specials into another special. And it's a specific special where he like summons these clones. So what it looks like is this. So one big thing about it is that his DP becomes safe. So the question is, are you the type of person that you will pick Hitman just because when he's dying, he has a safe DP because he can cancel it into a special thing? I don't know. If that's you, cool. That's not how I usually do it. So I just tend to do it this way. Well, of course, we'll be talking about Awakenings later, though, because they are an important part of the game. I just don't think it's a huge part of why you pick a character. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, though, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you guys feel like it. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.